suit back. I'll put the construction tool back. Okay, so the time is 0301, so 0301. Come up to just 2 minutes past 3 in the morning. So I'm going to carry on putting that 3D printer back together. Well, back together, I mean, I'm going to put it back together. But first, what is that doing in the sink? Let me put that in the sink. I don't know. Yes, I've got 0.0574 and dropping when it comes to radiation, actual rads. So I'm down to almost down about a third in sleep, just over a third. Fitness is still bad. Guys, on earth it's bad all the time like that. Where's the oh, there they are. The vitamins I'm using, but I'm just putting them back in the cupboard and then confusing the heck out of myself, wondering which one I've actually used. I thought I might as well just put them in here. There we go. It's not going anywhere now. I think what slowed down the drill was because I had like 3 storms in a row. And it was got quite bad as far as sunlight was concerned. So, don't think I need any of those yet. It'll actually tell me when I need any, so. Okay, so the suit should have recharged. So I'm going to go back out, finish the 3D print off then now. Okay, this is the last part of the, well, actually last part of the frame, the bottom of the frame at least. A bit awkward trying to sort of push it into the position so you get that highlight so you can finally actually fit the piece in, but all I need now to finish off the base are the 4 ramps. Then I can start on the actual structure. Okay, but that is the base done. So I've got the power connector and the 2 twin barrel connectors at the back. Alright, so I'll get on with finishing this off. Well, what I'm going to do, I'm going to build the frame, then show you the frame. Exactly, basically you need one of these pieces, these edge pieces. You need 2 of those for each corner there at the back, but you need access edges for these two uprights here. So if you put standard edges, I don't know what would happen. As far as I know, we just wouldn't accept it. So you have to have the right parts. So the difference is, so I think I've shown you before, these are the 3D printer access edge. They're different to these because there's none of this section is missing from here. So these are the, so I need 4 of these, I need 4 of these just to do the uprights. So I'm going to start on those now. And the difference is that you don't fit them horizontally, you fit them vertically. You just switch them around 90 degrees. So I'll show you what I mean. Then I'll get on with it. Let me get hold of it. There we go. So what you do, instead of laying them like that, you fit them like that. But see, like I said, if you can't fit these parts on the front section, you need the access panels for that. It will let you do it, but it doesn't care. But generally speaking, it's a bad idea to do it. So that's where they go. So you can see where the glass matches up. So the glass panes match up. So here you need glass. Which is going to take a lot of silicon oxide. It's silicon oxide. It's majority of it is silicon oxide with a little bit of aluminium to make the actual glass panels. Okay, so the access edges go here at the front, where you need to actually access it. And obviously we need the ramps. I'm not going to be making any vehicles in this, but I will be later on. I'll make this larger. Once I get it down, that's going to take quite well. Taking it down into the valley over there. I think it's over there. Yeah, to the west here. But it's not actually a valley. Oh, it's a lake bed. So that's why I'm going to put the base together, like I said earlier. So I'll have to take this 3D printer apart. Once I've made enough of the drills, a large refiner, and RTGs to actually power the drills. Once I've done that, I'll take this apart and take it piece by piece. I'll probably be able to. I'll make some open containers as well to put some empty barrels in for the drills, but also I'll make an extra open container so I can put the parts of the 3D printer in. I don't think they weigh that much. They don't weigh too much, I don't think. Yeah, so I need some aluminium. Right, so I'm going to get on with this. The solar panels need tidying up, but I think the reason I'm going to favour RTGs simply because the RTGs they don't suffer from, not only is the sun not rising very high, but it's also a case that I keep getting these really bad storms and it blocks the sun out and it cuts out how much electric charge you get from the solar panels, so it's not ideal. So I think I'll just keep the solar panels where they are just to power the refiner and the 3D printer. The 3D printer and the refiner don't take much power, so I'll keep the solar panels for those, but the drills and everything else will be RTG powered. I'm not messing around. Right, I want to get on with this. Okay, so that's the rear vertical pieces done. Now I need to do 4 of the edge pieces, but the access versions, as I showed you. Now you can make these printers as big as you want to, but just be warned because of performance. you may find yourself struggling for frame rates, and it's not simply because of the graphics, it's the physics. For some reason, these parts, when you put on these plates down, it's counted as an individual independent piece from the surface. A few seconds to maybe 30-40 seconds afterwards, the game actually then loads it back in as an actual decal, which is part of the scenery. Then your performance picks back up again, but for some reason there seems to be quite a large amount of performance lag or decrease in frames when you've put so many of these pieces together, which is why I'm going to limit the size of this one here to about this size. Once it comes to sort of doing larger pieces like the vehicles and everything else, then you can actually start making the larger pieces, which means you've got the larger pieces just basically have 4 of these plates into one. So that counts as one. So 4 of these individual parts here would be counted as one part. So just instead of 4, these pieces here are equivalent to a large edge structure that you can make, which I'll be able to make here in this. So I'll make all the larger parts in this 3D, in actual this medium-sized 3D printer. So I'll probably make those parts here, and then fill out the edges with these smaller parts, just so I don't waste these parts. But then again, if I can cut down on the performance loss on a much larger printer to do, as in for 3D printing vehicles, things like that, then it might be worse. Might not be such as bad a thing to do, just to leave these where they are, or just put them into a container and just leave them. Once I've done the large printer, not quite decided yet. Okay, so it's the edge connectors. It's the vertical pieces here, so it's the access edges I need to do now. So I need 4 of those. 4 of those on the printer. The glass is actually probably the most, I would say, most time consuming, most resource consuming, particular resources, which is silicon oxide, which is why I filled those barrels up before I started doing this printer, because I know full well I would run out of silicon oxide for doing these pieces. It takes 3 aluminium and 20 silicon oxide. If I just take a quick look, printers, right, there we go. So you can do the larger versions. Yeah, so you're actually going to save. That's going to take 3, but this is like 4 of these in one. So it would actually pay, as far as resources concerned, aluminium, silicon oxide. So it's twice the silicon oxide, but only 2 more points of aluminium. So silicon oxide is quite easy to come by, but it does take a while, as in the drill. This, especially in this particular part of the Martian landscape, or the solar, where the solar panels can't actually generate too much power. So it takes a while to get this stuff, but that's, you can say that for everything. This part of the world, this part of the planet. So we're saving 2 points on aluminium. Well, not technically 2 points on aluminium. We're still paying more, but we're saving quite a fair bit of resources. It's twice silicon oxide, but this counts. This piece here counts for 4 of these. So we're saving 40. To do 4 of these, it would take 80 silicon oxide as opposed to just 40 for one large. So it would pay just to do the large panels, but obviously this printer can't do it. So I've got to get that printer working first before I can start doing the large panels. So I think probably optimum size was the one I've just done. So that's the optimal size, I think. Okay, so I need more iron. should be okay to do 4 of these. With just a little bit of extra iron. So I've got 15, I need 5. What else do I need? Aluminium and silicon oxide, so I don't need the silicon. That's silicon oxide. I've got a silicon barrel attached here. Yeah, there we go. So I'm going to do that just so I can use the last little bit of... I think there's 5 in that barrel. I think there's 5 iron in this barrel just here, which keeps wandering off now for some reason. I don't know why. No, there's 10. Oh, at least half it at least. And hopefully one of them will be empty. So that's 1, 3, 4. Right, so I've only got 5 iron. Right, so that's one of the iron barrels empty. So that's good. I'm going to take this barrel back because I've got a stack of empty barrels there. Oh, solar event. I've got a heavy EVA suit on, so hopefully it shouldn't be too bad. I don't know why everything seems to be moving that way now. It was fine before. I'm going to start losing barrels out of here again, aren't I? I don't know why it keeps doing this. Go, push. Yeah, there's definitely something very weird about the physics in this game. I think the physics engine needs a massive overhaul. Just does not work. Like I said, if I was the developers of this, I would just, once you put something inside a container, it should switch the physics off for that object. That's in the barrels in the open containers. You put a barrel in the open container, it should switch the physics off for that barrel. It should just be in, or do it so you can just open up, like the standard containers, you just open it up and put a barrel in there manually. Where am I going? Where am I going? I need iron. No. Okay, so I'll need another 3 of these access edges doing. And hopefully use up the last of the 5 points that are left in that other barrel. Obstructed. Oh, of course, I just done one. So I need 3 more of those. Yeah, there we go. So that barrel is now empty as well. That's printing that up. I can just put these over here for safekeeping. I was going to put everything back in here, like the machines, once I finish with the small versions of them, and just print some larger versions. But the way it's behaving, I just don't know whether I'm going to do that. I might just put them into open top containers. Yeah, so the barrels need to go into open top containers. I wish there was a way to put them into the actual seal containers like you can with normal objects. For some reason the actual barrels aren't counted the same way. So it makes it pretty awkward to transfer stuff from one place to another, especially barrels. You have to carry like one at a time, or stick them on the back of the... I suppose you can carry 6 at a time, I suppose, but then you need to do something with them once you're at the site. That's the only thing about it. So I need one more after this. So, one more. Of course I need more than just the 4. I need them across the top as well. But that comes afterwards. A little bit heavier than usual. You can see there, but there's no such thing as an edge corner, as in an access edge corner. So you've still got this sticking out just here. I don't understand that. Oh, you are joking. Oh, event maximum. So that one, and then that one. So that should be tall enough, I think, because we've got the corners to put on, so it's not just this height. We've got the corners and the edges to put on along the top as well. Then it's about painting a stack, and I do mean a stack of these small glass panels. I don't know why you can't just do normal sort of aluminium sides or something like that, rather than always having to be glass all the time, but for some reason that's what you need to do. I don't know why. So that's one more upright. Because I need to do the rest of the structure before I start doing the glass, I think. That would be a good idea. Okay, so that's just to show you. You're sort of a little bit sort of puzzled how to pull these together, because there's no instructions at all. You sort of figure out for yourself. So that can be quite frustrating for people if you don't have a lot of time to sort of play through any games. You're getting frustrated with this particular one. I can definitely understand why. So that's what you have to do. So I need to print another 1, 2, 3, 4 of these again across the top. 4 corners, 4 more of these standard edges across there, 4 more again across here, and 4 more again of the standard edges here. So the access edge is only for the front. And then it's just down to small panes of glass, and like I showed you there, I mean, you're going to use 80 silicon oxide for 4 of these. It's not a fantastic amount, but you know, if you're struggling to find silicon oxide, it can be. It can take quite a while to do. Which is exactly why I said earlier on, that's why I did all the drilling first. Because I know I'm going to run out of silicon oxide. And unfortunately, until this is actually operational, I can't make the large glass pieces or the large floor panels, which would cut down the silicon oxide use by quite a lot, and aluminium use as well. But unfortunately, you can't do anything with the 3D print unless it's finished, and it's catch-22, I suppose. You can't make things in the print until it's been finished. But it would save resources to do them in that. Do them in that one instead of this one now. Like a quarter of their silicon oxide to do each of the 4 panels. So I don't know if that's actually tall enough or not. It should be. It should be 3.2 meters high and 3.2 meters across. But it's not, is it? No, of course it's not. No, it's 3. It's for 4 of the small pieces across the bottom there. It's 3.2 meters. I'm miscalculated again. So I need another 4 edges. I need 2 more of these edge access edges, and 2 more standard ones to make it. So it's got to be 3. That means it's going to be more than 3.2 meters high. There's only 2 here, and 2 upright. Damn. Each one of these is 0.8. This here is only about... So that'd be 1.6 meters high. That's not tall enough. Even with these 2 axes, these 2 corner, as in the corner pieces and the corner piece at the top, it still wouldn't be 3.2 meters high. No, that would be 0.4 meters. So it's 1 point, so it'd be 2 meters high. With another corner, it'd be 2.4 meters high, not 3.2. Does that really matter? Does anything go above 2.4 meters in height that I need to actually do on this printer right now? Oh dear. Yeah, it'd be 2.4 meters high. Just. So I don't actually have anything. Resources. No, that's length. That's fine. It's the height I'm looking at. 2.2 meters. That is. So I couldn't do I could not make a resource tank in unless I had another section on top. Another 4 uprights. 4 vertical pieces. That's about it though. But I do need the resource tank because I can't use those individual barrels all the time. I'd be printing a ton of the barrels. Yeah, I think it might be an idea just to make a grief, you're joking. Alright, there we go. Say 2 of those and 2 of those. And I'm going to run out of silicon oxide. What a surprise. Ah dear. Right, so where's the silicon oxide? There's aluminium. I don't need iron for them. Yes, I do. So I don't need silicon or... Wait a second, it should be an empty barrel. Where's silicon oxide? It should be an empty barrel. There's an empty slot just there, you pillock. So I need some silicon. I need silicon oxide. What a surprise. Like I said, you're going to run out of silicon oxide doing the 3D print before you run out of anything else. Well before you run out of anything else. What on earth happened here? Right, silicon oxide. That's one. There we go. It's full, isn't it? Yeah, that's full. Okay, we'll start printing these parts up. So that's one more of these standard edges. No, wait a minute. No, is that a... That's an access edge, isn't it? What am I thinking? So just sort of in the wrong one. I'm going to select the actual standard edge again. We've got plenty of resources just with shallow drilling, which is all we can actually do even with a large drill. It's not deep mining or anything like that. It's just surface resources that we're taking. Or not very, as in shallow resources. So another one of these. I'll go and fit them on. Okay, but it's going okay. It's alright. I've got quite a few barrels ready for splitting on this refinery just here, because I will run out of silicon oxide. I might run out of some other things as well, like aluminium as well. I shouldn't do, but it's possible.